Hey y'all, so here I am again. I'm gonna be trying to make another video following up on the one that I made just an hour ago. Where would I start? I don't know. I'm recording this on my phone because it's just so much easier. I hope the audio is okay. Um, with regards to that other video, I'm not really sure where I would start with this because, number one, I have to keep my voice down because I have a housemate and I really don't want to disturb them and them overhear this because there is no shortage to high strangeness stuff in my life, and I could almost devote an entire website or a YouTube channel just to weird crap in my life. I don't know if anyone else experiences this type of thing or not. I don't know. I maybe it's me, maybe it's the cocktail of medicine I'm on with my heart medicines. But look, it's always been this way. Actually, I've had odd, weird things my entire existence in this rat race world reality that we live in. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this or not, but it gets to be stressful and kind of puts me under anxiety. Here is what I'm getting at with this. I think, I don't know, I'm not sure if I know what I'm getting at, but I feel a need to express this because if things were not bad, at least in the United States, prior to this COVID thing, in the new normal, it is really weird. I mean, you can almost not conduct any business. It is almost impossible to get anything done. And it's also, if you're doing something, a lot of times what I have noticed, whether it is over the internet or over the telephone, you're not really sure if you're dealing with an artificial intelligence or a human. And even, I mean, some of these people in convenience stores look like clones or something. I know I don't look that great. I'm just saying, they don't seem, there's something dead or something in them. At least I'm kind of animated, even though I may look dead. Y'all, I had a weird experience over the last week, and it may be connected to this Facebook Meta thing. I I had a serious health issue arise in 2021. So I got put on some waiting list for housing because I am disabled, and I became disabled in 2021. This week, as a matter of fact, I think it was at the beginning of this week, I get an email saying that the system is what it's saying, had selected me. Um, how did it say it? It had selected me. Which I was thinking it meant for housing. And it gave the name. It's like this high rise that is in a town north of us, which I particularly would not really care to live in that city, but whatever, it. So, anyways, I go to the website, and I haven't been on that because, look, anybody that's ever tried to get housing, I don't know how it is in other countries, but here in the United States, it could be years and years and years and years on a waiting list, and it has been because we are in 2024 and this started in 2021. So I go to the website, and I haven't been there on that website in years. I would have no reason to. And I'm looking, and I look because it can say, look at your status of where you are with the waiting list thing. Although it doesn't give you a number like, you're number 6 on the waiting list or anything like that. At least this one doesn't. And this is through the Housing Authority website, okay? So it says you have been selected. And this is saying this exactly on the website, just like it did on the email. So I'm like thinking, well, okay, I lived long enough to actually get selected. But it said, here's the thing. It said the system selected you. It didn't say Mary Jane in the office selected you. Your number came up. It said the system selected you. Well, I was just surprised. I was still alive long enough for it to be selected, but the system selected me. So I'm like, the next step was certification. So I had to be uploading all these documents to this website, and it is official. I checked the security of it and everything, and it is the Housing Authority website, and if you're a United States citizen born in this country, you have to upload all these documents. If you're fresh off across the border, which millions have come across just over the last year or something, you don't need anything. You know why? Because you ain't got none of it. Me, I had to upload birth certificate, social security, driver's license, uh, my social security income statement. Seems like I'm forgetting something. I mean, it was everything, even my birth certificate, and a photocopy of my social security, a photocopy of my driver's license. All of this very sensitive information to the system. But see, in order to get the certification, you have to do this. Otherwise, they're going to take you off the list. And keep in mind, y'all, I didn't particularly want to live in that city anyways. It's a big city. It is not particularly that safe. And that high rise is not particularly in that best of neighborhood, even though the building is secure, but whatever. When you finish hearing this, none of that matters anyways. But so I upload all this very, very sensitive information pertaining to my identity, and then a couple days go by, and I get this doggone form letter through email saying that my certification had been canceled and I had been removed from the waiting list. Well, needless to say, I was not a happy camper. I wasn't. Number one, it's insulting to get a form letter, and it was really weird because the letter itself, it was in these different colored fonts, like it was trying to emphasize certain things. Like one paragraph would be in red and one color would be in blue, and it was just weird coming from a state, how would you say that, a state government department like the Housing Authority. It's weird. What are we dealing with? Some friggin' third graders that are running this shit show? For crying out loud, it looked ridiculous. Not only was it a form letter, but they've got these different paragraphs in different colors. I mean, come on, for God's sakes. It's just so insulting, which it was insulting. So, yeah, it made me mad. I was like, not only is it in different color paragraphs, which is ridiculous, it's so remedial and like grade schoolish thing, which is probably the mentality of these people that run these outfits. But it was the form letter itself that was insulting to somebody that has a disability and a serious health problem and has been on a waiting list for years. To send them a form letter saying that you have your certification has been canceled and you've been removed from the waiting list. So I immediately go to this website, and sure enough, I've been removed from this waiting list that I have been on since the middle to late part of the year in 2021. And the reason this place is for people, and it clearly says it on their website, that it is for people 62 years old and or disabled. Now, I don't know if anybody knows what and or means, but it means you can be 62 years old and or have a disability, which I am disabled. And so, but in it said that in because I got two emails then about being canceled. They canceled me. Funny they would use that word because this is a very trendy word, canceled. Keep that in mind. This word is being used a lot. So these days, the word cancel is being used a lot. And not that I wasn't canceled years ago, but I'm just saying. I got two separate emails telling me that I had been canceled, and then the other one was saying I had been removed from the waiting list. And then on the website, it is also saying that I had been canceled and removed from the waiting list, and it clearly showed it. On the website, it gave the reason that I had been canceled was that I was on the wrong waiting list. I'm not making this up. Y'all, I ain't making this up. In the email, it gave the reason for me being canceled was that it was a 62 years old and up housing. But see, I know that on their website, it clearly states 62 years old and or disabled. So this is a system, which I'm not even sure is real. I'm wondering, okay, is this artificial intelligence that I am communicating with back and forth? Because believe me, I responded to both of those emails. I never got a response back because, a lot of times when these go back, and I'm sure you have gotten these same type of things too, if you ever try to respond to those, you're never going to get a response back. And I haven't yet. That doesn't mean Monday I might not. But anyways, I already have anxiety over this now anyways, and it's creeped me out. What are the odds that whoever the system is had tried to get into my old Facebook account to see what I had to say or what my views might be. What are the odds of that? And look, I realize that may sound a little bit paranoid, but in today's world, I think people need to be a little bit paranoid because there's a lot of crap going on out there. There's a lot of crap going on out there, and trying to get into your own information. And I don't really have nothing to hide. My stuff is, yeah, I got my opinions about things, but I ain't trying to overthrow nothing or blah, blah, blah. I just call things the way I see them. And in the United States, we're supposed to kind of have freedom of speech, although that's an illusion because of these laws they're passing now. You can't say this about, the chosen people, for one example, which I happen to have quite a bit to say about them. And because I know history and I know something about theology and the history of that and everything. But let's getting off the topic a little bit. Is this system the same as artificial intelligence? Who was it that tried to get into my Facebook account, and did they? Because maybe they actually did, because see, when I got notified through an email that I had requested a password to get into my Facebook account, it actually said Facebook account. It did not say Meta account. It said Facebook account. And there was a password number in that email, which I wasn't going to do because I wasn't going to use that anyways, but there was a password there. So my question would be, is this connected to the housing authority of the state? And they're trying to get in and see information of what I think politically or socially or any of this. I mean, really. And the thing about it is, are they real people? Or is it artificial intelligence? Or is it a combination maybe of both? Is it a combination of both? Because, somebody that is on a waiting list for years for housing and then get notified that the system has chose you. How did I put that? The system has selected you. The system has selected you. And then a couple days later, you get disqualified. You get canceled. Is what they told me. You're canceled. I mean, all they'd have to probably do is look at some of my YouTube videos would be enough to probably get me canceled. But this is a thing. This is why I want to make this video. Is it artificial intelligence with people? And when I say people, is it government? Is it like government agencies? This is where things are spooky. Because you know what? I don't do anything illegal. I was never really an illegal type person or anything when I was younger. I didn't, and now I'm old and my health is not good, so I ain't doing nothing illegal. Do I have opinions? Yes, that I may put out there, but everybody has opinions. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not hurting anybody just because I have an opinion. Some groups and people are able to express their opinions freely, and it is acceptable, and they don't get canceled, and then others get canceled, I guess. But anyways, this is turning into a rambling thing, but and I don't intend for it to do that. Honestly, what I am, um, my intention really is to um, my intention really is to. Whoops, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to multitask here. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if this doggone thing of being canceled is artificial or if it's people working within some type of government agency that is like spying on me and canceling me from a waiting list that I have been on for years. And, and the connection with Facebook, because, see, I would think that even though I'm shadow banned and this type of thing on YouTube, they haven't outright canceled my YouTube channels, though there's no doubt in my mind that it's shadow banned and has been for a long time, especially back when I used to do tarot card readings. And my subscribers rarely ever go up. It always goes down, but maybe people don't like what I'm saying. I don't know. Who cares? It's not about that really. It's about these government entities or this AI or a combination thereof may have already been into my YouTube thing and was not necessarily able to get into the Facebook thing but wanted to see what I had been liking or making a comment on or something like that. I mean, um, is this why I got canceled for being on the waiting list and totally removed from the waiting list? And you know what? They can stick that friggin' apartment up their ass. And yeah, it made me mad. And yes, I had a reaction to it. Number one, it is very insulting to send someone a form letter. And it's insulting to have the form letter look like it was sent by a group of grade schoolers with that different colored font and all of that. Different colored fonts. It aggravated me. And yes, I responded back to those two first original emails telling me that I had been canceled. But it probably went right back to some computer, some artificial intelligence that is not going to respond back to me. Anyways, that's really all I have to say. This went on way longer than I intended for it to. But I'm wondering, is there a connection? I mean, seriously, is there a connection to this trying to get into my old Facebook account and this cancellation with this waiting list with the housing authority? And it would, because see, I have never had an account with Meta. So, who or whatever this had to have been trying to get into old data from Facebook, because the email said Facebook account. It didn't say Meta account. Does that make sense? Anybody familiar with back-end coding would probably know what I'm talking about. It is something of the past that doesn't exist in the literal sense, although the database would. But see, it now that platform is Meta, but whoever was trying to dig into my past, since there would be no present on Meta, because I've never had an account in Meta, was trying to look to see what my thoughts were back in the days of Facebook. Now, is goofbally as that sounds, there's something to that. I gotta say there is. Not to mention that I just got canceled from a waiting list that I had been on for years. There's a connection, and it gave me, and it's given me anxiety actually. The idea that this type of thing goes on. I mean, I don't live under a rock. I'm very aware that I'm being spied on, and, frankly, so are y'all. I mean, if you live in this world and you think that that is not happening, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I just hope you don't get canceled too. This ran kind of long. I'm sorry. I've said all I can say about it, but I've said it, and there it is.